Hello, everyone. I am so excited. I got my favorite coach in the building. We are here finally at week 10, Coach. Coach Bennett, 96 high school head coach. I remember asking you week 0. I kind of tried to slide Abbeville in the conversation. And you said, you told me one game at a time. I think it was something to the effect of our next game is our biggest game. And I love that answer. So I kind of left you alone during the season. But now we're here, coach. All right. Give me your outlook on Abbeville this week.
Well, when I interviewed for this job, we talked about Abbeville in the first interview. They didn't ask about Abbeville, but I brought it up. I said, the big the one of the great challenges about this job that I think makes it such a great one is you can't run away from
Mm,
the bully. The bully's going to be
mm,
married no matter where you go. We're too close. We're always going to play each other.
mm.
Because we're probably always going to be in the region together. So I said it's a challenge you gotta take on running right at them. So our coaching staff in our preseason meetings talked about if we played to our potential and we were fortunate to make it through fairly unscathed from an injury standpoint. If we could keep the team together and keep them getting better every day, we might have a chance to be playing for a region championship, and that's where we're at. We play.
Mm.
You know, we're so lucky that we get to play the defending state champs the week before the playoffs start, because
Mm.
then it kind of gives you an idea like, okay, they're on top of the mountain. Where do we stand? So,
Mm.
everybody, the different interviews and things I've done this week, everybody's, some people have been like, well, you've had a great season, but now you got to go play Abbeville. Like, we're playing for a region championship. We're going to be there, and we're going to be there for 48 minutes. So, we're preparing for it to go over there and play our best football of the year, hopefully. And if we play hard for 48 minutes and play together, we'll let the chips fall where they may. But we're not, we're certainly not just happy to be there.
Mm. That's one thing that kind of made me a fan early in the season. Seeing you guys play at Greenwood, some of the decisions you made, you don't seem to be conservative. You go at folks. And it seems you do, coach, you go at folks. And it seems that your team take on that persona. Last week, Chesnee, I actually watched the guys like thoroughly this past week, and those guys play with an edge. Nothing dirty, but it's an edge.
And we leave the dirty stuff to the other teams.
Yeah, but they play with a little edge. Like Zay King, every picture you see, he's smiling and happy go lucky. On that field, boy, he'll hit you, right?
Well,
And then want you to do something, want you to say something. It's like he's he's
a lot of our guys, and it's the
yes,
mentality we want to have as a football team. We want to knock you down, help you back up, and tell you we'll be back in a minute. That's
yes. That's it. That's the attitude I saw last Friday night. And I was so impressed that it wasn't dirty, but it was like we're here and we're not here to play games. We're here to win this game.
that's right.
Um, and the team is very physical
Well,
and
I'll
wants the
give,
ball.
I'll give you this one, and you can use this one because it's not mine. I stole it too. Coach, Coach Fountain at Clinton always used to say, and I tell our guys, you know, you want to play the game with a hot heart and a cool head. Play,
Mm,
be passionate about what you're doing. Get after it, but don't overstep your bounds. Don't do anything stupid. It's going to hurt us. So
mm.
that's kind of the mentality we try to take, and that's I think that's the way the game ought to be played. That's what I've yelled at a couple of poor officials this year. Like, I've said that's not, and we dealt with the same stuff at Clinton. Sometimes you block through the echo of the whistle, and they'll throw
Yeah.
a flag on you, and I'll say, like, that's how the game was meant to be played. It's not ballet. We're not doing anything cheap. We're not hitting anybody, late. But I've been real impressed with our guys how they've not retaliated when
Yes.
other teams have taken some shots at us, and but that's one really good thing. I watch Abbeville's tape. They play the game the right way, and it's going to be physical between the
Mm,
whistles, real physical
mm.
between the whistles.
Guy, I'm looking forward to this game Friday night. All right, let's kind of summarize. Chesnee last week. Seemed like the guys came out, coach, and jumped on Chesnee. Let me get it right. Chesnee scored first drive, went right down the field, scored. Seemed like the guys kind of stunned by that a little bit because they went straight down the field and just like clockwork, they scored.
Well, we had them in third and long, and we chased their quarterback around, and we told them all week, you can't fall asleep on the back half because that kid, he extends plays. And we had him 3rd and 13, I think, and he throws a 50-yard bomb. And it's funny, if you go back and watch the film, I don't think he was throwing it to the guy who caught it. I think he was trying to get it to another guy, and that guy just ran under it. But that's, kid made a play. And and after that, we come out, and they make us punt. No, we went for it on 4th down, like you said. I'm not conservative. So we went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. And then they drove down the field, and that was probably their best, in my opinion, their best drive in the first half. They drove it down the field, got inside the red zone, threw an interception. Darren Waldrop made a great play.
Beautiful. Oh, my God. Yes.
And then we moved it. We took the ball 80 yards, went down the field and scored, took the lead. And then we had a wave of momentum there for a little while. I think we scored on 3 straight drives to end the half and scored our opening drive of the second half. And then Chesnee made some really good adjustments and slowed us down. We got some untimely penalties that hurt us, and we did some things that were uncharacteristic, like turn the ball over. We fumbled it. Ladarian fumbled it on our last offensive drive. He'd had a great game up to that point. And, it's like I told my receivers coach, Coach Long, he loves Ladarian. And he's like, man, I was so mad when he fumbled that ball. I said, well, there's no sense in jumping on him in the middle of the game because he's got to flip right around and play defense. So he fumbled. He reset his mind, went out there and played good on defense, hold him out of the end zone that last drive. So, Darren, we had our seniors. I was really proud of our seniors for the way they played on senior night. Jaden Hackett had some good blocks on all, played great on defense. Darren made big plays both sides of the ball. Bryant Witherspoon had a big run, start the second half. And that was really good for us because it went exactly how we wanted it to. At halftime, we said, we're going to keep hitting them with this, and when they make their adjustment, be ready because then we're going to hit the sweep on the perimeter, blocked it up. Bryant made a couple people miss on the back end. That was a great offensive series for us. We needed that. That ended up being the game-winning score.
I was going to bring that Ladarian fumble up, and I'm sure he was upset when he hit the ground too. He had caught I think it was a pass, and he was running, had the first down.
Huge third down.
It was huge. Yeah, he caught. It was beautiful. Caught it, going. Next thing you know, it's on the ground. And I was sitting there, coach, like, damn, momentum is real. Like, it was like Chesnee kind of got the momentum from us, and they was kind of building. And when that happened, I'm like, come on, for real. But your guys persevered at the end. At the end, the goal line stand. I'm sitting there like, I know this not going to happen. And 96 again, stopping at the goal line and preserve the win. Yes.
Hackett makes a big play, tackle for loss, and then they have to throw it on 4th down.
On
4th down, you know who broke the pass up?
Who was that?
Carver Davis.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, is Carver the normal punter?
Yes. He's punted. He's punted all year. Last week, don't know what was going on with him. Everything was shanking right. He hadn't shanked any this week in practice. He hadn't shanked any all year. He's been able to punt it, and it's gotten a good roll. Like, I don't think we've had a punt returned on us all year that somebody's fielded in the air.
Okay.
But last week it was just he had the yips. I guess I don't know. I've never seen him punt like that, and I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't have to punt very much more. And if he does, he doesn't. He gets that fixed. He's been fine all week. I don't know what got into him last week. Every one of them was gone right, but we let him live it.
Let's just say it was the weather. Let's just say it was a little cool out, cool air. That's what it was. So we're quite ready for the coolness yet. So, but again, like I said, was it something you saw, Coach, when you kept sending QB1 up the middle? He ran like he brought a load with him, it seemed like, but you seemed like Braden was going up the middle a lot. But when he was running, he was getting positive yards. Was it something you saw on the defense that made you do that, or did you have that game plan for the week?
We ran it throughout the week because we Zay King is the kind of player that when he moves, somebody better move with him. And when we were sending him in that early motion, they were chasing a little bit and they were opening up. And then offensive line was our offensive player of the week. I mean, our offensive line played really well, played their best game of the year against Chesnee. Chesnee's a good defense. And it was and as an O-line guy who loves to run the ball, it felt really good. We were kind of leaning on them a little bit. And it was just, they were giving that, everything that I do from an offensive standpoint is trying to take what they're giving us. And when we would send Zay out in motion, they were saying, we're going to chase him. You take the middle. And Braden's more than capable of doing that.
That's called adjustments, man. That's what I like about you, man. You always in attack mode. But I noticed he kept going in it, but it kept being positive yards. He jumped right up. Good deal. Passes still look crisp, like he's ready, kind of getting form, ready to play now.
The ball that he threw to Ladarian with the fumble happened, that ball was rope. I thought he was going to knock Ladarian down. He threw it so hard. But, he hit Ladarian on a wide open touchdown in the game. Another thing about running Braden a little bit more is I want these college coaches to see, like, hey, guys, he's cleared. He can play. Like, he didn't run a ton against Landrum. We ran him a little bit more against Liberty. He's a load now. That's what I talked to a college coach this week, and they said, man, I'm watching him on tape. He's tough to bring down. I said, Coach, he's 200 pounds, and he runs a 4.9 40. Like, he's okay. He can fly, like, to be as big as he is. You gotta put stuff when they're giving it to you. You got to run it, and it also helps your kids out because they see that, like, Braden's getting up, he's not limping, he's not gimped up at all. He's completely cleared. We didn't force him back out there,
Yeah, it seemed like him and Ladarian have some kind of special chemistry together. He loved to go to Ladarian. It seemed like on all the deep passes, well, most of the deep passes, and Ladarian seems to be kind of clutch for him all season. Was that something they developed in the off season in the summer and spring?
Ladarian and Braden's had a special relationship since before I got here. So that's I call LD. That's his safety blanket. Like, he knows where they've got so many reps over their career since Braden made the move to quarterback before I got here. They've over the last couple of years they've developed a good bit of chemistry. But Braden's done a better job as he's gotten more comfortable being back there, being back in the offense, spreading it around a little bit more. Last week JD had a couple big catches against Liberty, and Evans had some big catches. So but LD, him and LD, they're like brothers, man. They love on each other all the time, and they got a good chemistry going.
Good deal. All right, Coach. What does Abbeville do defensively to make give you a few problems? What do you expect to see on Friday night as far as defensively, like, for Abbeville?
They put 11 really good players out there.
That's a good answer. I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming, man. I knew that was coming. Okay.
There was a coach talking to me earlier this week talking about how good they are on the back half, their safeties and their corners. They're talking how good those kids were. And I said, yeah. I said, they're really good. And I said, but you got to get through 2 north-south players to get to them. They got a north-south linebacker and a north-south defensive lineman. They're both really good players. They play fundamentally sound defense, and they refuse to let you get behind them. So if you're going to score, you need to be able to drive the football, stay ahead of the chains. Like I talk about you got to stay ahead of the chains. You got to matriculate the ball down the field because you will not beat them deep. They've had it beat in their head. They bail. They're going to take the deep stuff away. And you got to, if you take credit to Coach Nick. They do a great job. They're not going to let you. You're not going to one play them to death. You're going to have to tackle you, and it's like we tell our defense all the time: tackle, make them run another play. So they play good, fundamentally sound defense, and they do it with really good players.
Sounds good. All right, Coach. Right quick, let's kind of throw some love to the JV. Are JV playing tonight? If so, what time? And also middle school, are they playing tonight? If so, what time?
Doubleheader at home. Got the middle school. Believe their game kicks off at 5. They're playing Wright Middle, which is Abbeville's middle school, and Then our JVs are playing after that at 7. We got Mid Carolina coming here. Coach Nichols disbanded his JV team for the last 2 games of the season.
Okay.
So pull some guys up. So, we could have done that, but Coach Nichols called me 2 weeks in advance to let me know, which I appreciated. So it gave me time to find the kids another game. So Mid Carolina's coming over here, which is cool because we went over there earlier in the year. So Mid Carolina's coming here. We'll kick that off at 7, and that'll be the end of our JV season. But no matter what, JV's gonna have a winning record because they're 4-2 right now. So
Okay. Awesome.
it's good. It's been good. Been a good experience for the kids, I believe, to go out there and have a little bit of success and get a little better and grow together. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of this season. But when the off season's over, I'm excited to keep those young kids involved and get them in the weight room if they're not playing another sport after school, starting in January. But hopefully a lot of them are playing other sports. I know we got several that as soon as JV football's over, they're going to roll right into wrestling or basketball.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. We small town school like 96, you need them playing. They need to be playing everything.
Yeah, I got you, Coach. That is true. That's true. All right, so middle school game tonight, JV tonight, doubleheader, right? Sounds good. All right, how's practice been this week, Coach? How's the mentality of the team? Excited, ready to play?
Yeah,
steady, focused.
I think Monday. I wasn't too impressed with Monday, and I think all the guys will tell you that they if they were paying attention at the end of practice when I talked to them, they'll tell you I wasn't too pleased with Monday. And I know what Monday was. Monday was another part of the process of learning how to win. When you're sitting in a spot that you're not used to being in, you're playing for a region championship, you start doing stupid stuff like reading the paper, getting on Facebook, saying everybody talking. That's part of building a championship culture is just putting the blinders on, not paying any attention to that stuff. Coach Saban calls it rat poison. So Monday was a little lackluster, but the kids responded well and have had that real good practice Tuesday and Thursday. And you've been to our Thursday practice. Our Thursdays are always good because it's hard not to be because the way we set it. But they Tuesday and Wednesday were really good. I think they kind of realized where they're at and what they need to be. And Monday wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't the worst Monday practice we've had all year. It was just, you could tell, like, they're a little bit too ready, chomping at the bit a bit too much. Like, the game's not going to be here till Friday. There's no way to get it up. So, you just got to lock in and keep working on the little things and getting better, because no matter what happens, we can always get better. A perfect game ain't never been played. So.
That's a great answer. The great answer. All right, Coach. We know the eye candy is Coach Bennett. Come down 8-1. We know that. And what I mean by that, let me clarify that. What I mean by that is the record speaks for itself. 96 is 96. All right. But behind Coach Bennett, there are some guys that helped Coach Bennett get to a point.
No doubt.
Helped 96 get to a point. Let's give those guys a shout out, Coach. Give me your assistant coaches, what they coach, and a little bit of bio on them if you have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time. So on the offensive side of the ball, the offensive coordinator and our wingbacks coach, slot backs are A's and C's. So that's your Bryant Witherspoon, JD, Carver, those running backs, slot receivers, whatever you want to call them. That's Coach Ken Dockel. He's also our strength coach. Him and Coach Lemons tag team the weight room. Coach Dockel teaches 3 of our strength classes. Coach Lemons takes the 4th one when Coach Dockel's on planning. So he's with our athletes all day, getting them lifted, getting them right. He helps me call plays, which really offensively, I got a great staff because Coach Dockel's called plays. I've called plays. Coach Ellis has called plays. Coach Long he's called plays. He's called plays for our JVs, but he could call plays on Friday night for a lot of programs. He's really good. So I've got a great offensive staff. Coach Ellis, our baseball coach, does quarterbacks and B-backs. He's got the best job because he gets to coach Braden and Zay. Then Gabe Hackett. I mean, he's got it. He's got it made. He's got the best. I tell him every day at practice, like, you got the best job here. Coach Long's my assistant head coach, special teams coordinator, does the receivers. He coaches, some great kids with LD and Evan, and our tight ends, Jaden Hackett Noah Jabert, they kind of float. They get to come down there and get yelled at by me for blocking, and then they get to go with Coach Long to run routes and also get yelled at about blocking. But Coach Long has been really good. So that's our offensive side, really solid staff. Kept Coach Long, Coach Ellis decided to stay on with me when I got the job, and I brought Coach Dockel in. He's one of my best friends and a phenomenal football coach. So we've coached together before. We worked for Coach Turner at Woodmont together. And then defensively, I was really fortunate. The very first person I called when I got the job, other than my parents and Coach Fountain, I mean, like the board meeting night after the board, first person I reached out to and got a hold of was Trip Henderson, our defensive coordinator.
Okay.
I want to keep him in the fold, and he's 96. He's maroon and gold down to his bones, baby. He is all in, and he does a great job. He's defense coordinator, coaches our inside linebackers. Jaquan Loudon, a young legend. He's like he's kind of like
local hero.
Local hero. He's like our version of C.J. Spiller. C.J. Spiller coaches at Clemson and sees, his name all over the record books and all the highlights he made. Coach Loudon's like that here. He's
a comparison.
He's a great player here, and
yes,
he coaches our DBs, calls our JV defense.
Okay.
And then Coach Lemons, our defensive line coach, and him and Coach Doc will do the weight room together. He's also our head wrestling coach. He's a big culture guy, man. He does a great job helping set the tone at practice with the defensive line, and he helps him and Coach. He's helped Coach Doc a lot in the weight room, and he's a heck of a ball coach. Here are the announcements.
Again, Ms. Thompson's fourth block class needs to report to Coach Henderson's room, 338.
All right, so Coach Henderson does it all, man, covering class.
Gotcha.
And then our outside linebackers coach and our head JV coach is Matt Gibson. Matt Gibson and I never worked together, but we coached against each other in the same region. He was at Woodruff and I was at Clinton. And I don't know if you know anything about that rivalry, but that's a pretty old school, thick, like bare bones, physical.
Okay.
Clinton and Woodruff. So I remember him being Woodruff's JV defensive coordinator, and I always was impressed with how the kids at Woodruff responded to him. So we were fortunate we had a job here, and I was able to bring him in to coach outside linebackers and be our head JV coach. He's done a great job with those kids. He's a football nerd. He loves I give him a hard time. Him and Coach Long and Coach Docklin and myself are all kind of the same. Like, all we do is football. Like, we're losers. We don't have any hobbies. So, I mean, we coach football. So I give him boys a hard time because I'm the same way. But he's always got ideas. He's always asking questions. He's a really good young coach. He's way better than I was when I was 23 or however old he is. Just really knowledgeable. He sits up top on Friday nights and helps Coach Henderson. He talks down to him to let him know what he's seeing up top. And I got Coach Ellis up top for me on offense. So, it's we got a really good situation. Our middle school staff is great. Kevin Latham's the head middle school coach.
Okay.
And Coach Malik Goodman, who's our head softball coach, coaches the offensive line down there. And then we got Coach Long's little brother Corby's down there coaching. And we got another local legend, Joseph Cheney. He moved down to the middle school to help those guys, and they've got a really good staff. Then we got Ryan Booker, another 96 Wildcat, pouring back into the kids where he grew up. Coach Booker does a great job, and a lot of those middle school guys come on Fridays, and I told them they didn't have to. It wasn't something I make them do, but they come and they help. And Coach Cheney will sit up top with Coach Ellis. Coach Goodman's down on the field with me. Coach Booker and Coach Long, when they're there, they kind of float around and help wherever they can. They don't just sit around doing nothing. So it's it's just a good culture of work that we're trying to get going here. So I got great coaches. I tell everybody every week, I don't do anything but print the practice schedule out.
Yeah, right. Hey, Coach, you know what, man? We really, 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 really appreciate you guys all season. Thanks for the access. Before I forget, practice player of the week. Who is it this week?
Ben Balchin. Ben does a great job of giving us a look offensively and defensively from an defensive line standpoint. That kid comes to work every day, and really is really quiet about it. When the coaches brought his name up, I said, I can't believe he hadn't already got it. And he's just another sophomore.
God, boy, 96 getting right, boy. I tell you, Coach. Congratulations.
Eat up with him, baby. Eat up with him.
Congratulations, Coach. Again, good luck Friday. I'll definitely be seeing you out there. Good luck to the guys. I'll see you probably today for the certificates. And practice same time, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll get rolling right at 4 o'clock.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, Coach.
Appreciate you. Go Cats.
Have a good one. All right, man. Go Cats. Let's go. Let's see. Recording.